Yeah, another grand final. It's a good feeling. Still probably hasn't set in yet, but it's just one of those things where you want to achieve that bigger thing, right? So that's where the focus is at the moment. What can we do this week? But I guess after sort of everything I've been through and everything this team's been through, I guess it's another reward for effort we've put in this year, and can't wait to get out there on Sunday now.
What's the routine like? Do you try and keep it as normal as possible? Read? Coffees?
A little bit. I think we just sort of spoke about that, and we just had a little meeting about trying to make the week as simple as possible. And obviously we go to Sydney on Tuesday, I think it is. So we'll have a couple of days in there, and it's just about trying to keep your routine the same. It's obviously a little bit different going to Sydney. Everything's in the paper. It's going to be NRL this week, and just trying to make it as normal as possible, I think. So embracing the week, embrace the emotions that are going to come with it. It's very exciting. You don't make grand finals often, but at the same time, if you feel like that's a distraction to you, just try to keep it as normal as possible.
Do you have any superstitions?
Oh, not really. Sort of got better at that sort of as I've been playing, is you let it go until game day, and then game day you have your little things in place. But during the week there's a lot of things you can't control, so I think if you get hung up on being too superstitious, then it might let you affect you. But I feel like I'm pretty chill right now.
Do you feel personally like you're back to your best?
I guess so. I don't know. It's hard to indicate that. Like, it's obviously being compared to some performances I've had in the past, which have been pretty good. But I feel mentally I'm in a better space, and I've matured as a rugby league player. So I'd say in that aspect, and physically, I feel every week I'm getting a lot more confident, and those combinations are working a lot better. So I guess if you combine them all together, then
Bellyache mentioned on Friday, the prep for 2020. You guys were in a COVID bubble, so connected together, 24/7. Have you used some of that experience to drive this campaign?
Yeah, I think it's quite a similar feeling with the connective pieces that Harry's been doing this year, and the whole leadership team's been driving. But it's a very similar feeling. So that's once again what we addressed down in the meeting before about. Just because it's a grand final, we don't want the guys who aren't in the 17 to back off and feel like they're distracting us. Like, they've been with us all year, so it's a collective effort. When they're up in Sydney with us, we want them to come still hang out with us, have a coffee, train as hard as they've been training, and I think if you got that, then you have no excuses really. So it does feel similar to 2020, and I guess we'll look back at that and see what we can do. But two very different years. I think the connective piece is probably the one.
Craig said last week you were a calming influence on the group. Can you tell us a bit more about that? And when the game closed to 6 points on Friday night, is that where you can help as well with that?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the other boys in the spine are very instinctive players, and wear their heart on their sleeve. So I think that's my role, to just be a bit calm. And I guess that's probably partly my fault that they got within 6 points on the weekend. Pretty basic error there. So I think I've always sort of been a calm person. I think that's what sort of helped me through my injuries, was reading a lot about psychology and leadership and where I can best implement myself. And in those scenarios, I think you got to look at the bigger picture. I think sometimes you get caught up in the emotions of the occasion, and I feel like I'm really good at being able to wind back and look at the bigger picture and I guess put things in a different perspective. So if that's something I can bring to the team and they value, then I'll keep doing it.
Is there anything you say to yourself in particular, the psychological side of the game? Does that come naturally? Are you talking to yourself?
Yeah, I think it comes a little bit naturally. I've always thought a little bit different about things, and I think once you're sort of on the field and you've experienced things a few times, you got trust in the squad. So it's just about relaying that, relaying everything you've done in training, and I just feel like I've got so much belief in this team that I genuinely believe what I'm saying, and I think the rest of the team sort of buys into it as well. So I think it's a combination of everyone in the leadership group this year about we all have our different strengths, and we try to bring that to the game, whether it's physically or mentally, and I think it's worked really well. So that's my role in the team, and hopefully can get us over the line on Sunday.
How much work goes into the spine? It just looked on Friday, everything's connected, all the players are connected, everything's sort of like clockwork. How much work do you guys put into that?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, we've been training together for a few years now, and we catch up sort of regularly during the week about what our roles are this week and how we want to attack the game. So we have plenty of meetings, as you probably hear about the infamous Melbourne Storm meetings where we'll be in 3-4 hour meetings about the other team and our game, but we'll catch up separately outside that and just talk about things that might be faced this week. And I think that's really helped us this year, just talking about situations we might be in and being able to overcome them when we're in that.
Perhaps just with Nelson tonight heading to the judiciary, what are you sort of expecting there? It's a big
yeah, I don't know really. It's hopefully it gets off, but it's out of our hands. So I think that's one thing we sort of realise, it's out of our control now. Obviously, it'd be great to have Nas. He's been a big part of our side this year, but in saying that, we've got a very deep squad too. So if he's out, then guys will come in to replace him, and I think it's the beauty of having a deep squad. And I guess we'll wait to what they say tonight, but can't control that, so we'll just focus on us at the moment.
If I can just ask one more on the matchups this weekend, obviously Panthers, a lot of grand finals in a row. You've got grand final experience against them, but how are you feeling about that contest with Cleary and Kawhi?
Yeah, it's I think it's 5 grand finals in a row for them, so they're obviously doing something right to get in there. And I feel like we've really learnt from them the past few years. Really, there's probably parts of their game that we've admired and tried to implement into our game. So I think it's about respecting the opposition, but then on Sunday going out there and putting everything you've done. I think everyone's been chasing them for a few years now, so hopefully we can show what we've been working on, and hopefully it comes out with a good result too.
Just on